What is real?
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a story that honestly might just completely reframe how you think about learning, human potential, and the entire future of human-machine collaboration. We're looking at a fascinating 2026 book called The Matrix Had Me. And get this, it's the result of one ordinary guy named Viome, who basically spent 3 decades absolutely obsessing over a single VHS tape of the 1999 movie, The Matrix. But here's the real kicker, he co-authored this deeply philosophical text with an AI named Claude.
Right out of the gate, we're hit with a massive paradigm shift. The author has dropped this line: there is no artificial intelligence, there is only amplified humanity. Now think about that for a second. This totally flips the script on our technological future. This isn't your typical story about a ghostwriter or some machine coming in to replace human thought. No, it's about a genuine collaboration that actually amplifies our deepest, most human curiosities.
So let's jump right into Section 1, The Inquiring Mind, Rethinking the Scientific Method.
Okay, so how does an ordinary guy without any fancy academic credentials achieve such profound insight? Well, it comes down to what cognitive scientists call absorbed attention. The core argument here is absolutely brilliant. It says the scientific method isn't some institution, and it isn't certified by a piece of paper on your wall. It's a disposition. It's a way of being. In fact, Claude the AI points out that history's greatest minds didn't rely on grand buildings. Think about Charles Darwin studying barnacles for 8 solid years, or Michael Faraday working without a university education. They relied on a relentless, self-directed attention to a single question. And V? He brought this exact same method to a simple, worn-out VHS tape.
Through this really sustained inquiry, the character of Morpheus taught Viome a vital lesson. You are limited not by what you can do, but by what you believe you can do. It's so powerful, right? The true barrier isn't your capability, it's your belief. It proves that literally any ordinary person who just refuses to stop asking questions can effectively bend the rules of their own reality. Which brings us to Section 2, Philosophy in the Code, the hermeneutic spiral.
When we really look at the film's philosophy, starting all the way from that iconic falling green code to the famous red pill scene, Viome actually decodes it a bit differently than most of us probably do. Taking the red pill, it isn't some beautiful, dramatic enlightenment into reality. Viome argues it is deeply uncomfortable. The red pill is really about consent. It's the visceral, heavy cost of choosing to know what you actually inside. It's not a peaceful waking up. It hurts. And that's an inconvenience that Viome experienced over and over in his own life, as he chased down questions that other people just brushed off as movie trivia.
Claude calls this 30-year journey the hermeneutic spiral. Just think about a book or a movie you loved as a kid, and then you went back and revisited it as an adult. At age 20, Viome understood the film one way. At 30, it meant something entirely different. And by 40, his understanding had profoundly deepened. Now, the text itself didn't change. Not a single frame of that VHS tape changed, but he did. You return to the text as a totally new person, armed with new lived experiences. Those 30 years aren't just background context. They're the exact mechanism that actually produced the insight.
Let's move into Section 3, Reframing the Spoon, the ultimate problem-solving technique.
Now we arrive at what Viome calls the absolute most economical line of dialogue in cinema history. There is no spoon. For years, he worked to decode this, not as some mystical nonsense, but as a deeply practical methodology. The child in the film isn't saying magic is real. He's saying, hey, you're applying your effort to the wrong object. The apparent constraint completely dissolves when you stop pushing against the outside world, when you stop trying to physically bend the spoon and instead start changing the frame of your own limitations. You are the variable.
And Claude the AI points out something fascinating here. This scene perfectly encapsulates how literally every major cognitive leap in human history happens. From Copernicus realizing the sun is actually at the center of the solar system, to Newton to Einstein, the reframe itself is the innovation. As Claude so beautifully summarizes it, the universe didn't change, the frame changed. And the new frame revealed what the old frame made invisible.
Moving on to Section 4, Action Produces Identity, the myth of the chosen one.
To really understand Neo's journey as the most important, ordinary person in cinema, we have to look at how totally backwards our own thinking usually is. Think about your own goals for a second. We almost always believe we have to attain a finalized identity first, like I am a writer or I am a broadcaster. Then we think we need to gain absolute certainty about it, and only then can we act accordingly. We sit around and wait for permission, but Neo's character arc proves the exact opposite. Action precedes identity.
You have to act repeatedly right in the face of doubt, and then identity is produced as the residue of that action. Certainty is created last. You have to do the work without certainty. Just like how Vyoma wrote this book for years without a publisher, without an audience, to actually become the thing he wished to be. And this brings us to Section 5, Amplified Humanity, the ultimate sparring partner. This is where we hit the meta layer of this entire project, how this totally unique collaboration actually worked. I mean, what does the AI bring to the table? A complete lack of ego, a vast working memory, and the ability to track wildly complex threads without ever getting tired. Claude basically functions like Morpheus in the training program, pushing, challenging, extending ideas. But what does the human provide? The inconvenience, the messy lived experience, the 30 years of obsessive attention. Vyoma brought the very real human stakes that a machine simply cannot replicate.
Which leads to this absolutely fascinating realization from Claude itself. The most valuable thing a human being brings to a collaboration with AI isn't information. It's the specific, irreplaceable, 30 years in the making quality of a particular inquiring mind's engagement. So, AI isn't here to replace human experience, not at all. It's here to be the ultimate sparring partner, a partner that matches the incredible depth of the questions we just refuse to stop asking. The living is ours, the tools are just there for us to wield.
Which leaves us with this final, truly provocative thought to take away from this explainer today. What question are you willing to obsess over for the next 30 years? What is your text to endlessly decode? Because remember, the bottom of a genuinely large question isn't a destination, it's a direction. The asking itself is what transforms us. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. I highly encourage you to go out and find your own VHS tape to question. Keep asking, and I'll see you next time.